Alright guys, we're back with another Pokemon Masters video, and welcome to my crib. This is my lodge right here. Because it's sort of like a slow time right now, like we did just get the legendary gauntlet with Latias, Moltres, and Tapu Bulu. I'll do a video on that again, like maybe in the next couple of days. Again, like this is not going to be like the best synchros in the game, and it's just based off of my personal preference. So yeah, I clicked the wrong thing, so excuse me. These are the top 3. This is not all 5. This is the first 3 that I'm going to be talking about. And this is in order. So at number 5, we're going to have Signisuit Blue and Blastoise. They are a very old synchro, but I still have a ton of fun with them because when you look at their stats, like they're actually pretty solid. Like they still hold up to today's standards. Can you not let me click? Like, come on. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, like their stats are really good. Defensively, they're still like a top tank in the game. Well, actually, no, I don't think they're a top tank in the game, but like for my character roster list, they're definitely still up there. And for them being the 6-star support, I'm definitely going to be using them a lot. So again, like when we Mega Evolve them, their special defense, physical defense goes up a lot. So they're definitely going to be very, very tanky. And then because they are a 6-star support, they get the 100% buff on the Sync move. So because of that, their offense is really going to be bumping up. So you could definitely use them as an offensive attacker, but that's only when like you want to have fun. And that's why like when I want to just have fun with the game, take my time, enjoy the sync pairs, this is one of the sync pairs that I always use. Because, like, I mean, the main reason why is because Blastoise was my very first starter. Like, Squirtle was my very first starter when I started playing the main series Pokemon game. So, this is kind of like a sentimental thing as well. But, besides that, like, disregarding the nostalgia, like, they're just really fun to use. Like, I love the animation for Hydro Cannon, them giving a 100% buff on the Sync move for the whole team and themselves. Really helps with offense, and they're just really good and self-sufficient. They could heal, buff offense and defensive stats for the whole team as well, including them. They can increase move gauge. They give crit. They give defense. Like they heal. Like they're really good, and they also give the Endure effect as well. So like I mean, they're definitely a really good synchro still. So I just have fun, and plus I just love how Mega Blastoise looks, and it's always fun using a Mega in Pokemon Masters, because they are still like they're relatively very easy to get, and Blue and Blastoise's oh god, I cannot talk. Blue and Blastoise's synchro, like they're really good too. So yeah, like they're definitely really good, very good tank. Offense, they're not the greatest, but like again, like with the 100% buff, they could definitely do something. So now we're off to the second one, which is number 4, and that is Groudon and Maxie. Like when they first came out, you heard me talk about them so much with how crazy they are, and even today, they're still one of the like. I'm okay. They're not the top damage dealers, but in the ground type category, they're definitely very, very good. Because like okay, when we go to the ground types, and I like to judge characters based on, like, can you not let me click? Like, when it comes to judging characters, I like to go based on the category or the type in that they're in. And when you look, okay, so this is my roster, obviously yours is going to look different, but, like, for me, in the ground type category, Groudon and Maxie, I would say, are probably, like, the best one in this still. And plus, like, in the ground types, they're the only master passives in the game, or in my roster. Only ground types that have a master passive right now for me. I don't think there is a ground type master passive anyway, besides Groudon and Maxie. But anyways, back to the point. I like to judge them based on their typing. So Groudon and Maxie in the ground type category, I would like to say they're like the best one. I might be missing some synchros because again, like I don't have every single synchro in the game. But for me, they're the best type for me in the ground type category. So I have a lot of fun with them. They're my strongest ground types. Like, yeah, Cynthia and Garchomp did get more sync tiles in the grid. But, like, I mean, Groudon is still insane because you got the ground zone with Courtney and Camerupt, and they're in the Hoenn region, so they're going to be under the Master Passive buffing everybody else on the team as well. So, like, I mean, Groudon is aging very well, and being a top AoE ground type attacker helps their case. Like, they're definitely gonna still be aging very well until a very powerful ground type attacker comes again. So like, I don't know, maybe in the future we can get Primal Groudon. Like, I mean, at this point they're definitely gonna release Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre as their own character. They're not gonna make them be like a Mega Evolution, because Primals they're definitely gonna easily sell. So they're probably gonna have them as a separate character. But yeah, Groudon and Kyogre, or Groudon and Maxie, they're my number 4 favorite in the game right now. And now when we go to our third, that is gonna be May and Blaziken. They are my number 3 in the game, and they're just so much fun. And again, they're in the Hoenn region, so like we already got 2 Hoenn and Sing pairs on this list. And yeah, like they're still really good too. Especially Mega Blaziken, his physical attack is insane. Blaze Kick, like their ability. So when you're not Mega Evolved, Blaze Kick is a 4-gauge move, but when you Mega Evolve, it turns into a 3-gauge move, so you could really spam it. And that is because of fuel economy, and it decreases the move gauge by 1. So that's why Blaze Kick becomes 3-gauge instead of 4 when he Mega Evolves. And then on top of that, he has Prop Illusion. I think that's it. No, I'm saying that wrong. I've always been saying this wrong. But anyways, because of this as well, it'll, like, if you activate this, that's gonna be a 2-gauge move for Blaze Kick instead. And then on top of that, you also have Blaze Kick, Move Gauge, Refresh in the grid too. So like when both of these activate, this is gonna be like a 1-gauge move, and you could literally just spam it. And then on top of that, you're getting Defense Destroyer 9, and you're lowering the target's defense by 1 every time you attack. And that is crazy. Like, it's just insane. So like Blaziken, over time, he's doing so much damage because of him lowering the physical defense every time he attacks. He is just crazy. And then obviously in the sun, if you pair him up with Groudon, because Groudon also busts physical attackers from the Hoenn region, so Blaziken is going to be doing even more damage under Groudon's team. Like, it's just crazy. And Groudon also has like a free sun when you enter the battle too, so that's going to increase Blaze Kick massively as well. So like, I mean, like, they're really good, and that's why both of these guys are on my list, because when you pair them up together, that team is just insanely fun. And Blaziken just looks freaking badass too, so like, you can't go wrong with this guy. Like, he's just so cool. Now when it comes to the Megas and Pokemon in general, Mega Lucario and Lucario are my favorite of all time. But in this game, like, they're not that fun, which is a bummer. And I don't have Cynthia and Mega Lucario, otherwise they'd most likely be on this list. So because I don't have them, I haven't played with them, and I don't know if they're like really that fun. But next time they come back, I'm definitely going to be going and summoning for those Sing pairs, because I really want Blaziken or Lucario and Cynthia. But yeah, like Blaziken and May, they're a lot of fun. Like, they're fast, so you're really going up on your move gauge very, very fast. But yeah, like, they're really, really strong. So they are my number 3. So now let's go to the rest of, or the final 2, or in this case, final 3, because we have 2 in the number 1 spot. So for number 2, we have Lysandre and Volcanion. Like, they're really new in the game, but I'm having so much fun with them. The Buddy Hydro Pump, that's a lot of fun to use. It's very easy to activate because with their passive Hostile Environment, it increases the chance of getting the burn, I think by 20 or 30%. Can't remember exactly what the stats are for this, but because of that, let's say it's 20%. Steam Eruption has a 30% chance, so if it's a 20% chance, then this bumps up to a 50% chance. If it's 30, then it goes up to a 60% chance. So it's very easy to get Buddy Hydro Pump, because the activation, the enemy needs to get burned. Once they're burned, you could use Buddy Hydro Pump, so it's very easy to get. And then on top of that, the Buddy Hydro Pump is attack all. So you're going to be doing a lot of damage. And with that, after you use Buddy Hydro Pump, your special attack increases as well. So like, if you burn all 3 of the enemy and you attack, you're going to be getting +3 on the special move next effect. And that's going to be doing a ton of damage with Steam Eruption. So like, they're just so much fun. They look cool. Their animations are good in battle. And you can't go wrong with them. They're definitely a nice synchro to use. And then for number 1, we have Steven and Deoxys and Serena and Green Ninja. Every time I think about the number 1 synchro app fun to use, these two always come to mind, so that is why they're both number 1. And I can say they can be both number 1 because they're both different typings. So it easily makes it, like, it makes it easy to place them number 1, because there's going to be 2 scenarios that you can use them. So, like, obviously Deoxys is a psychic type, and he has he has multiple different forms: attack form, speed form, defense form. So you could choose how you want to use Steven, which is a lot of fun. So if you need a good support on the team, Steven can go into the defense form, and you can easily support the rest of the team, which is good. But if you want to use attack form and just destroy the battle, you can do that. And then if you want to just play around and use like technical stuff, then you could go with the speed form, and that will be really fun too. So that is why Steven is on this list for number 1. And then Serena, they just do so much as well. Like, Water Shuriken is a lot of fun to use because it's a multi-hit move, and on top of that, because of their passive, they could lower any of the opponent's stats, so like speed, physical attack, special defense, physical defense, physical attack, special attack. Like, they could just lower everything. And because Water Shuriken is a multi-hit move, every time you hit the opponent, you have a chance to lower, or no, it's guaranteed to lower a stat, but because it's a multi-hit move, 5 stats can potentially get lowered. But if you get really lucky and you're going up against a special attacker, all 5 hits can get -5 on the enemy's special attack. So that, like, you have to get really lucky for that. But because of how many times you're going to be attacking with Water Shuriken or Brutal Swing as well, for example, the chances of you getting like -6 on the enemy's stats, on all the stats, is going to be very high. And because of that, it just makes it a lot of fun, because whenever RNG is involved, I feel it is more fun for me to a certain extent. Like, obviously, if it's RNG based on like, what's a good way to put it? It's not coming to mind right now. But like, for me personally, like RNG, I have more fun like that. Especially when it's like this, when you have a chance to lower any different stat with 5 different hits, I find that really fun. And then they have their buddy quick attack, and that's really fun to use as well. Like, because of it, Water Shuriken being a multi-hit move, you're gonna get the buddy quick attack really fast, because you need a total of 10 hits. But because it's a multi-hit, you're going to be getting that after 2 attacks with Green Ninja and Water Shuriken. So very, very fast to use. And then with that, you're increasing, like, you have many, many buffs over here, which is crazy. So, like, I mean, yeah, like, they're fun. They could be water or dark as well. So, like, depending, like, they're multi-typing. So if we're going up against an enemy that is weak to dark, you could use Brutal Swing. If we're going up against a fire type or any other enemy that is weak to water, then you could go with Water Shuriken. So they have more use. And these type of synchros that have their typing change in battle, they are always going to be way more useful. And they're going to be way more valuable than, for example, Serena and Zygarde. Because of that, their sync move is going to be super effective on either of the enemies as well. Like, you have these synchros that have different type attacks, but what really makes a big difference is having the sync move change typings as well, because the sync move is where you're really doing a ton of damage, because it's basically like a nuke. And that's why it's important to have the sync move change as well. And that's what Green Ninja can do. Dark and water type, way more importance there, and they're going to be having way more relevancy in the game for a while. But yeah, like, that is my top 5. I know that some of you guys might disagree with me having 2 in the number 1 spot, but they are different typings, so I feel that is allowed. If it is, like, for example, Lysandre and Green Ninja in the number 1 spot, then yes, that would kind of be a little problematic in a way, just because they're both in the water type category. So every time, well, Serena is a master passive, so like, it does buff Lysandre anyway. But like, you get my point. Like, they're Steven and Serena different typing, so I feel it is acceptable to have them in the number 1 spot. But that is going to be it for this video. Let me know your top 5 favorite synchros in the game. These are my top 5. Honestly, I cannot wait for the 4-year anniversary, because I know the 4-year anniversary is going to come with something hype. Very crazy, and power is going to be very noticeable in those inquiries. Hopefully, that's what I really hope. But yeah. Also, leave your predictions for the 4-year anniversary, because like even though the 3.5-year anniversary is still somewhat here, it is slowly dying out now. So with that being said, we got another like 5 months until the 4-year anniversary. So the countdown is starting now that the 3.5-year anniversary is basically ending. So I cannot wait for the 4-year anniversary and more synchros coming out. And then the list is obviously going to be changing over time, but yeah, this is my top 5. I'm happy with it. Let me know your top 5, like I said before. Leave everything down in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next video.